Welcome students to this new video on a new document of housekeeping called Room Attendants Checklist. Here it is, and I have started making these videos on housekeeping. Reason being that front office and housekeeping, they always work together, they always depend on each other. And if a student of front office learns about the working of housekeeping, then I'm sure it'll uh, help them in working cooperatively and effectively with housekeeping department. This document has been brought to us by students who have trained at Taj Krishna, Hyderabad, and we are thankful to the staff of housekeeping who have allowed us to use this document. So, people, this document, which is called Room Attendants Checklist, will give us an idea about what a room attendant has to look for while cleaning a room. And let us look at the headings one by one. The first thing here is day. So I think it is very obvious that it is Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. And I hope you realize that in a hotel all weekdays are not same. For business hotels, business class hotels, city hotels, Monday to Friday, the weekdays are the busiest days. And on the other hand, if it is a resort, then the weekends would be the most critical. Then second entry is VIPs arrivals. So a VIP who are due to arrive today, their rooms have to be prepared with extra care, extra precaution, and that is why it is mentioned here. So room numbers should be written down here. VIPs in house. This is the section to which this room attendant has been assigned, and he would only mention the VIPs that are staying in the area that is under his custody, that is his responsibility. Then long stayers are people who will stay for more than 15 days in a hotel. These are a very important source of revenue for a hotel, and that is why hotels take extra precautions and make sure that they do not feel ignored or neglected. And last one here is crew room. It is not crew as in British pronunciation. I think Americans have made it into crew, and that is how the whole world uses it. So airlines crew, the air hostess, the pilot, who use the hotel. So I believe that all these five entries here, they are the ones who would get our maximum attention and kind of special attention spat for housekeeping. Then the entry here is date, name of the room attendant. He would write his name. Since this attendant would be doing morning shift, so the attendant who is coming in the afternoon and assigned the same section would his name or her name would be mentioned here, this place, so that responsibility can be affixed, can be like ensured. And now going down, let us look at this portion first here. Room number, status, room status, time in and time out. So what we have to do is like the number of rooms that I service, the room attendant will service. He or she would write the room numbers here. The status is whether it is vacant, it is occupied, it is spat, it is anything. I think any status or scanty baggage. I think I had done another video on housekeeper's room report. So this report gets compiled from here, and then time is what time the room attendant goes into the room, and what time the work is finished. This is important not only from operational point of view, but also important from a security point of view. And whatever time you mention here should match with the CCTV footage in that corridor, so that no allegations against room attendants are made that they're writing something else in the document and doing something else on the floor. And then finally, students, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. These are the 8 categories of checklists which a room attendant must adhere to. And I think what he or she would do is that if any room has any electrical issue, any TV fault or telephone fault, the room numbers would be entered here. If any room has any carpentry or plumbing fault, carpentry is furniture and plumbing is the taps, the water supply in the room, the flush. So if there's any fault of carpentry and plumbing, room numbers would be mentioned here. If there are no such rooms, then it will be left vacant. If there's a painting issue, a paint is peeling off somewhere, it would be mentioned here. If the room requires any kind of polishing anywhere, the floor, uh, marble, anything, the polishing required would be like mentioned here. If the carpet requires to be shampooed, if it is looking too dirty, too shabby, then the room number would be mentioned here. And this room would become out of service for some time. This is upholstery, tailor, and linen. So upholstery, I think, would be things like curtains, uh, sofa cover, tailor, anything else which requires tailoring, and linen quality, something which is in the room, let us say the bedspread, if there's a problem, then the room numbers which have these problems would be mentioned here. If plants or flowers in the room that are placed in the room, if they require attention by the horticulture department, then it would be mentioned here. And if there's anything else left in the room which needs to be done, taken care of on an urgent basis, immediate basis, it will come under miscellaneous, which means various. So anything else apart from these previous 7 entries, electrical, carpentry, painting, polishing, those rooms would be mentioned here. And of course, he has or she has to give a note as to what has to be done. So I hope I have got it right. Now, going below, rooms not serviced, which means what rooms were not cleaned for whatever reason. Maybe the guest had said that I don't want service. The room was locked, double locked. And then rooms which were super clean, which means the guest wanted some extra attention, they wanted some extra cleaning to be done, or there was a problem in the room, which means it will take longer time. So rooms which were super cleaned should reflect here, and of course the time in and time out would also be affected by this room super cleaned. And rooms on RS, I think this should be refused service. So some guests they might say that I do not want any kind of service right now, and I'm doing some important work, and those rooms should be mentioned here. Then L and F is lost and found deposited. So if in any room something was found, especially in a departure room, it must be mentioned and reported to the housekeeping department. And then extra items in pantry. This I'm not exactly sure what this would mean. This would imply, but if some guests have taken something or something is like excess, or if you found something and it is kept in the pantry, so it would be mentioned in this section here, extra items in pantry. A housekeeping pantry contains like a stock of things, supplies, amenities, stationery, which would need to be replenished into the room. And extra items in pantry, I'm not very clear, and therefore I would not confuse you. So this document in summary tells us about the work of a room attendant as to how they start their work and what things they must observe in a room. So people who wish to go into housekeeping, they'll start realizing as to what aspects of a room are so important. And this column on top would tell us that who are the guests who are given extra attention, extra importance by the housekeeping department. So this video ends here. If you have any questions, any doubts, please ask through the comments of this video. And I thank my students who keep bringing these documents for me, and that helps me to make these videos, which I hope are useful for my students. Thank you very much. Have a great day.